Welcome back to Garland Talks. Today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about linear versus all the way around foliages, and we're going to talk about table garlands. So in my hands I have a beautiful cocculus and kunti and podocarpus. We have selected the weeping podocarpus in this garland versus the standard podocarpus. We're in Florida, so we do a lot of tropical weddings. This is both tropical, it can be versatile for an everyday type use or a more just dark green leafy palette, but it also lasts a long time, and this garland does not shed. It also is in our second most economical price point. So it's a good choice all the way around. What I will say is kunti is a linear flat stem. So you very clearly have one face to the kunti palm. Again, love it. It's pliable. You can manipulate it. Fantastic in vase work, fantastic in Christmas work, fantastic in just about anything. But when you're talking about a table garland that's going to run down the middle of the table, when you choose elements like kunti, this would apply to leather leaf and others, then what you're seeing as you walk down the table is just the back sides of the green on top. So what we really want to see when we're talking about a table garland is elements that's rounded all the way around. So when you come down the garland, you've got some front side, back side variants, and the garland just literally looks like it dances gracefully across the table. But there's a time and a place for everything. And these linear elements provide such extension with just the length of the stem that what they work super well for is when you're talking about a head table or a sweetheart table and you want to bring the garland to the front of the table. Maybe you're setting a plethora of candles behind it, candles between it. I love sticking little pieces of foam and adding a candle throughout a garland so it looks like the candles are just coming out of the greenery. But this provides so much wonderful drape when you're talking about head table garlands. Just look at the way that cocculus just kind of dances off, the weeping podo and the kunti just dances around and provides so much movement for a head table or a sweetheart table. So I usually start with just a garland base, and I always order a couple of extra bunches depending on how many tables I'm addressing. If it's just one head table, I may put 2 bunches of one item, 1 bunch of the other items. If it's a sweetheart table, I may just pick 1 accent green, and I know I'm going to beef up the garland with that accent green. So I'm going to kind of show you how I would walk kind of around and just add a little bit of an intrigue, while also being aware that you are creating the embodiment of those pictures. You're cushioning that couple in, you're cushioning the bridal party in. So if you have rogue stems, we're gonna watch out for those. We're gonna clip those out and we're gonna turn those a different direction. So as I go through, I've got some cocculus stems and I've got some of the kunti stems, and I'm just gonna layer it because I just want a little movement coming across this front. I've already got this beautiful spill with this longer section of weeping podo, so I'm gonna kind of pump up the drama there. So again, just like wedding arches, you're feeling around for that sort of secure point, so you know it's not gonna just simply slip out as you're adding your elements. So I'm gonna come back into some cocculus. When you're selecting a table garland or a garland for any use, think about your use. What parts of the garlands do I want to see? Is the flow of a garland downwards where I am okay with those linear pieces? Is it coming across the table where I'm okay with those linear pieces? Or do I need to be careful to choose foliage items that are all the way around or that come off in different movements and don't have a very clear backside? So that's just one of our suggestions when you're talking about foliage selections for your table garlands. So before you leave an event, I like to kind of walk my tables if I have any garlands on the tables. And what I'm looking for is blunt stems that may be picked up not by necessarily your guest's eyes, but maybe picked up by a photography lens that zooms in on just the wrong spot for you. So as you can see right here, I've got a cocculus stem that kind of bent back as we laid this garland down. So I'm just gonna come through and clip that out. Same here, I've got a little blunt edge, and I wanna make sure that the leaf end is what I see the most, not that blunt edge. So I'm just gonna kind of clip that out of the garland. But I would walk through and check your greenery, make sure you're good, and just look for those little flyaway pieces that may end up in a photograph that you regret later.